O.J. Smith 4 is doing a good job of reporting the news because, whenever I do not have an opportunity or chance to actually keep abreast of what's going on, I can always depend upon J. Smith 4 to actually give us the facts, especially what's going on in the world today. But again, I'm on this coattail here because I wanted to chime in for a second. And the reason why I wanted to chime in is because I wanted to let you know, you already know of the literal decline that we're facing here in this country and how things are happening. And you know that, man, my eyes bother me for some reason. But anyway, you know that Detroit declared bankruptcy. And you know that the so-called alleged law enforcement system is not up to par, and they don't have enough power up there to do what they need to do, at least that's what they say. So anyway, people are starting to take, and I kind of hate that statement too when people say take the law into your own hands. Wait a minute. What do you mean take the law into your own hands? We have thousands of laws on the books right now that are unjust, that are just simply not right, and they're against us, the people. But the nature of this particular story is that a 15-year-old girl who has Down syndrome, okay, she was walking home apparently from work, and then this man, I don't know if he has mental issues or not, but you got to have a mental issue to drag a 15-year-old girl that has, maybe a touch of Down syndrome into a place and then just repeatedly rape her. And so, they reported and they told, the police department what's going on now. Detroit, Rock City, Detroit, is having problems with responding to all the crime that is going on. And I told you, whenever economic uncertainty is around, you're going to have civil unrest, and people are going to lose it. And you're going to find out that laws does not make a nation civilized. Not at all. The laws are there to put fear into people in hopes that it would keep them civilized or make them civil people. But crime is ultimately going to soar. And I think that's, a few videos ago, that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that you need to start getting your mind and your conscience prepared and ready for extraordinary amounts of crime to take place. And you don't want to be caught around people who don't know what they're doing. You want to be around people who are not afraid to shoot and kill if necessary, who are not afraid to defend your person. That's the type of people you want to be around. You don't want to be in places where you can't have guns or there's no guns available to protect and preserve your person and the person of the people that you love. That's the last place you want to be, because that's the first place that the mob and the criminals are going to come. But anyway, back over here for a second. So, you can have anywhere 2, 3, 4 days up to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So apparently 23 days later, the police still has decided they're not going to respond to this rape. So you know what happens, right? The government, or the people who so-called supposed to be the law enforcement, I told you that law or police are not there to protect you. They'll tell you that. They are not there to protect you. I don't care how much you see to serve and protect or protect and serve on the side of their car. They're there to write a report and to make money, extract revenue. And if they catch the killer, he's going to tax the system by taking money from the system, because in this country, when you commit a crime, you get 3 squares and a cot. Cable TV, a gym, air conditioned, a few hours of labor. It's utterly amazing. That's why I love my old ancient culture. I really, truly do. And we need to be reinstituting a lot of this. But, I understand that we're in captivity. But anyway, that's why I love my old ancient culture. Because, see, what the so-called law enforcement people who can't do their job, they can't enforce the law, and they're moving really slow, the neighborhood got together. A bunch of men, neighborhood got together. They went over and found this bastard, and they beat the fight of him. And so, the law enforcement will call them vigilantes because they're taking the law in their own hands. Well, the law can't do it. It can't do nothing. I told you. if you ever have any type of atrocities going on at your house, somebody steal or want to come and break into your home or something like that, the last thing you want to do is pick up that phone and dial 911. Because if you do, you're going to die. Because they can't protect you from somebody who has it in their heart and mind, number one, to trespass and to assault you. They can't protect you from that. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? And so you're going to have to get a very defensive posture about yourself, because there's going to be more of this civil unrest. There's going to be more of these stories where people just going to start thinking that they can just do whatever they want with you. I commend the people up in Detroit, the men, the women, whoever it was that got together and literally beat the fire out of this booger, because, you know, some of the things that go on, if we were in our land, I'll tell you what I'd do. Me and the elders, we would stone this man to death. And then I'd take a sword and gut him. And then I'd take an axe and cut the 4 limbs off of his body and send him to the 4 corners of the earth as a sign to anyone who wants to come inside of our community and camp and want to try to think about doing something like that to one of our young daughters of Zion. That's justice. Justice is not when you commit a crime, then you turn around and you wait for the justice system to take place when you already know that they're guilty at hand. I mean, that ain't, you don't need too much evidence. You don't need an investigation on this. And like it or not, there's not going to be enough cops to take care of everything, because they're going to be protecting the president, the politicians, the bankers, and their homes and their families. They're not going to protect all these people that are out here that are literally gone mad. So we're watching a decline, a social decline take place right here in our own country. And it's a sad, sad situation. And it's going to continue to decline. I don't mean to be pessimistic. I'm very optimistic, as a matter of fact. If I have the nerve to tell you exactly the decline and what's taking place and what's going on here in America, you should be happy that somebody is speaking sense to you. Now, what is the steps you should take? Well, if you are a woman, and first of all, you shouldn't be walking around those. I'm telling you, it's getting dangerous out there. It is getting dangerous out there. And nowadays, you're going to start seeing these gangsters, these criminals, they're going to be running in mobs. You hear what I said? They're going to get together collectively, and they're going to be running in mobs. You have to understand, you know, veterans, I'm just going to use that for an example. And a lot of people that hunt, and just men in general who would protect their home and their person. If we can go 5,000 miles away simply because our government lied to us and tell us that these people did this on 9/11 and they had nothing to do with it at all, and bomb the hell out of all these other countries, and we keep seeing all these young men come back in body bags and stuff simply because of a trumped up charge and a lie, and call it patriotic. You know that these same people will have no trouble whatsoever at all shooting somebody in the face if they come and threaten their person, their home, or someone that they love. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? You see, when you go read the book, you read the Bible, the Hebrews were warriors. They didn't have the sentiments of this Greek society that we have today, where everybody feels so bad. You know what I mean? If somebody breaks in my home, I'm going to give you my personal opinion. If somebody breaks in my home, I will give you one fair warning and one warning alone. After that, I'm going to turn you into Swiss cheese. And police can come do all the investigation, the snapshots, or whatever they want. I will not lose 1 ounce of sleep. I promise you that. They talk about a lot of times when people, you go to these gun classes. You know, you get in a situation, your drone is going to be up, blah, blah, blah. Now, you need to worry about these crazy cops out here who can't shoot worth a damn, because if you notice that these cops, when they get fearful and stuff, they just the other day I saw a video of a man in a car, and all these cops surrounded him. I think it was in Miami, and they literally sprayed 100 bullets, including hitting innocent bystanders, all because they're fearful and they're not in control. No, the one thing they taught us in the military in the 82nd is about rules of engagement. And the rules of engagement then is you don't fire until you get fired upon. Now I can tell you right now, as soldiers, we didn't care about them rules of engagement. We felt a threat, we were going to shoot. But we stayed in control. And you know the reason why? Because that's what we did all the time. Train, 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 train. And these cops are fearful. And they got the backing of the system. They're going to get acquitted every single time. They'll shoot you, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your niece, your uncle, your grandma, your meemaw, hee-haw, haw-haw. They'll shoot you all. And you can stand up before whatever you call a jury, your peers. That judge will override. It makes no difference. It won't be no jury peer. But they will get acquitted every single time. You know why? Because they work for the system. And so they're going to back them, because if cops start seeing cops going to jail and stuff, they're going to let crime run crazy. And the system is not about to let cops get them kind of ideas in their head. So, you know, it's no secret. You can go on YouTube and see all these videos of cops just shooting people left and right, and they get acquitted. They just literally get acquitted. Nothing wrong. They get leave with pay, the whole 9 yards. And you call this a system of justice? This justice? No. Prepare your heart, prepare your mind, and get ready for civil unrest, because it is coming. You want to be around people who know what they're doing, and know how to handle a gun and themselves, because you can't depend on this system to protect you, and that's the truth. Anyway, I'm glad, and I commend that community in Detroit for doing that which is right and lawful. Now what you going to do, Detroit? What you going to do, police? You going to go throw the whole community in jail because they did what you couldn't do?